Alright, so today I'm going to float in this niche and window in preparation to install this quarter round trim detail. So I've built these a little bit big, got them all waterproofed, figured out my best layout that I could with full tiles wherever possible. And now I'm going to fill them in with mud. Yesterday I did a scratch coat with ultralight in there, and I just made some jigs. So this is just 1/2 inch go board. I came up with this last night when I was sitting on the couch and couldn't wait to get to work to try it. So I glued 1/2 inch go board on here just to give it a little bit extra support. 1/2 inch go board glued right to the tile over blue tape, and that will float me out exactly 1/2 inch past the tile, which is what I need for this quarter round trim. And I'm gonna fill it all in with 330 fast mud, contour it with this, and hope it works. Alright, so I've got this all set up, ready to mix up some mud. I made a little drop down jig. So this rides on my 1/2 inch go board, and I've notched it the depth of a tile plus 1/8 inch all around the window. So use that to screed my mud all around, and then I'll have my 1/2 inch for my quarter round return. My mud will be nice and flat, and my tile will die in right there at the window. Just use that. And then in the niche, I'll just use a square or something, because this doesn't have to hit a specific window reveal or anything. So just float that up, and then I'll tilt it a little bit for the bottom so we have slope. Boom, boom, just like that. Alright, so I'm doing the upside down parts first because those are the hardest and the messiest. 330 fast is a lot of things, but clean is not one of them. Just trying to keep it contained. Burn it in good, put it on a little thick, and then use my little drop down jig. See, that just rides on the window. And we're not going for pretty, we're just going for precise and flat. Screed it off, and then I'll do the upper of this one, probably get that out of the way, and we'll fill it in. So just try to stay calm, don't panic. Try to work as clean as possible, even though it's very hard. Yeah, works okay. So that's all pretty rough. I'm gonna let it firm up and then do another really thin coat over just to clean it up. This one I'm having to go a little thicker on that lid, so it's kind of tricky. So I'm just using a piece of go board that I cut square so that catches my mud. I screed that all around with that. It's all about timing and patience. This upper one's done. I'm just letting it firm up a little bit more before I clean it up and pull this foam and then contour the edges. It's not super pretty, but it is exactly how I want it. Thickness, level, sloped on the sill. This one needs a little bit more on the lid. That lid was really deep, so I have to do one more little coat on that. Just letting this firm up a little bit more, and then I'll hit that, clean that one up. pull all the foam, contour my quarter round edges, and hopefully set some tile today. Now this is pretty firm, I'm going to take my knife and cut that mud off of the go board because that 330 is bonded to it. And if I tried to peel that without cutting that first, it's going to pull chunks out of it probably. So I got that all cut all the way around. And then go ahead and try to peel some of these off. See, that just peels off, the hot glue peels off the tape. That leaves me a nice clean edge, and then I'll take my quarter round and rub it down. Let's see. Try to do this one-handed without ruining it. Now this is the fun part. So take a piece of my quarter round trim that I'm going to be installing around this, and while the mud is still a little bit wet, just carve it. And that will work for my quarter round trim detail. Set the pieces right on there very easily. So I'll do that to the rest of that. I'll finish filling this one in and do the same. This is why mud is awesome. So now that I've got those other 3 sides done, I cut that piece a little bit to give it some slope, and then I'll just so it's square with this rail in the back, and then I added some slope to the bottom, so that gives me adequate slope. And just gonna let that one firm up and we'll be done. All right, that's all done. Yeah, it took a little time. It took me about 3.5 hours. Probably would have been faster with board, maybe. You could probably get it as perfect with board, but this was definitely more fun. I enjoy doing stuff like this a lot more. So you can see that quarter round trim fits right on there. And I've gauged all of this so that we have the same reveal all the way around the window, where before we had a really wide gap on both sides of it. And yeah, I think it's worth the time and effort if you're into that sort of thing. I think it's fun. Can't wait to set tile over it.